UFC 320 starts in less than 3 hours. It's currently 3 p.m. and the early prelims start at 6 p.m. Now, I took the time of harboring up. I spent hours making this presentation, but Google Slides doesn't want me to present it. But you know what? This is what we're doing, right? We're doing some UFC 320 last minute predictions, and this video is probably going to be uploaded hopefully like right about the time where the prelims are starting, right? But it's recorded before, obviously. And I have some very good predictions that are going to be 100% accurate. People are going to come back to this video after the event and be like, damn, Lifters MMA, how did this guy know? This dude knew what's up, right? So I'm just going to start off. One thing that people don't see coming. Merab is going to win by TKO or KO, okay? Merab's striking, okay, not just his striking. Merab is improving at a rate that's insane, right? He's being so active for a champion. And if you look at how he won the belt against Sean O'Malley in a performance that was eh. It was an performance, right? Rounds 2 and 4, he was very dominant. But there is an argument that O'Malley won rounds 1, 3, and 5, right? It wasn't the best look for Merab, and I thought he was very beatable after watching that fight, right? Which is why Umar was the favorite against him, like a minus 220 favorite, I'm pretty sure, against Merab. Merab improved and showed that, he lowbroed Umar, okay? He showed that he improved. It was a much better performance than the first O'Malley fight. And then, of course, we have the rematch with O'Malley, even better, showed improvements in the striking, and he unlocked submissions. He's like a character and like a skill tree, and you finally got enough XP to unlock submissions. And I think it's just going to keep going. I think he's going to unlock knockouts or TKOs, okay? I can see Merab really hurting Sandhagen on the feet. It could also be a TKO, maybe he tires out Sandhagen, gets a, TKO up against the fence or something like that. But I think that Merab is going to win by round maybe 3 or 4 KO. And this is like a crazy take. People don't think Merab can do it. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. And I can't wait until this ages beautifully. Now, I do think Sandhagen presents some tough challenges and problems for Merab. And I think he's actually, stylistically, one of Merab's hardest matchups in the division, at least as of right now. But with the run that Merab is going on right now, being so active, looking better and better in each of his championship fights, I don't think he's going to lose. I think he's going to win by KO or TKO. Now let's go on to the next one, which might even be a little bit more controversial than this one. It's about Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. I think Alex Pereira is going to almost submit Ankalaev. I think last time Ankalaev went 0 for 8, I think it was on takedowns. I don't think that's going to happen again, right? I think Ankalaev is going to get some takedowns. He said that in the previous camp he was injured, so he couldn't train takedowns, blah, 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 whatever. I don't see Pereira defending all of the takedowns again this fight. I just don't see it. I think Pereira is going to get taken down. But you guys have to realize that Pereira ain't no slouch on the ground, okay? He ain't no slouch, okay? I get it, It's kind of the meme, like, he got his jiu-jitsu black belt from knocking out Jamal Hill. There's no ground. He just knocked him out. They gave him the black belt, But, even if we can attack his credibility of that black belt, I think that Pereira has some tricks up his sleeves, especially when it comes to the grappling. I can so see a world where he's like snatching up submissions on the ground because Ankalaev might kind of underestimate him in that field, But at the end of the day, Glover Teixeira, having him as a coach is great for Pereira. Now, how is the actual fight going to play out? Who's going to win? I don't know. I think it's probably going to be Ankalaev, but this is one of those fights that we just can't be sure, right? We don't know for sure. We don't know how compromised Pereira was in the first fight because he was being super active. He took a bunch of damage with the Khalil fight before. But, I mean, we just don't know, right? But one thing that's for certain, some of the problems that Pereira faced in the first fight are still going to be present in that second fight. Like, Ankalaev is still going to be way faster than him. He's going to have faster boxing in the pocket, and it's possible that we see Alex Pereira get knocked out. It'd be very sad, but we don't know for sure, right? Like, are we forgetting who Alex Pereira is? That first fight was very, very, very close. Okay, maybe not very, very, but it was a competitive fight. It was a competitive fight, a 48-47, and we can't forget who Pereira is, right? Like, look at what this guy has done. One bad performance, or one just, wasn't his night. I think Pereira could do it. I think he can do it. But will he? I don't know. I hope he does, of course, because if he does, we're going to get the super fight between Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall, which is like the only interesting thing going on in the heavyweight division, unless, of course, God forbid, Cyril Gane somehow beats Aspinall. That would just be worst case scenario ever. Like, if Gane beats Aspinall, I think that's probably the worst thing in history, right? But that's not going to happen. There's no way. It can't happen, right? But I do think Alex Pereira there's going to be a moment where he actually has Ankalaev in some sort of trouble on the ground, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but trust me. You guys are going to come back to this video and be like, damn, dude, holy shit, Lifters MMA. He was on the point with this. By the way, the channel is called Lifters MMA. If you like lifting and MMA, you should subscribe. Hopefully more videos coming soon, but who fucking knows, dude? Who knows, man? I don't know what's going on. But let's go into the next one. Yuri Prochazka is going to win by decision, all right? Yuri Prochazka is really good. The only people he's lost to is Alex Pereira, and that's because, he's Alex Pereira. Yuri looked better in his fight against Jamal Hill. He looked good, improved head movement. Khalil is good too. Khalil is really good, and he's very durable, which is why I'm not picking Yuri Prochazka by knockout. But I don't think Khalil is good enough to beat Yuri when Yuri starts, being his wild self. I think Yuri is going to win 29-28, maybe 30-27, especially in a 3-round fight. I can't be, this is one of these fights. It has basically fight of the night written on it. It's going to be a banger. Every single Yuri Prochazka fight is just like that. So I am rooting for my boy Yuri, and I think he's going to win by decision. There's a few of these fights I've skipped because not all of them are super interesting. But I'm going on. This is my last prediction of the video. Mini Francis Ngannou is going to brutalize his opponent, okay? This dude, I don't exactly know how to say his name, I'm not going to lie. But he is going to brutalize his opponent, okay? He had an opponent. They pulled out. Some other dude stepped up on short notice. And of course you can't see it because my slideshow won't present. But this is the record. Can I edit this picture? I can. No, I can't because it's fucking offline. But this is the record of the opponent that he is facing, alright? There are 3 losses, and his only 3 losses are by KO or TKO. Yeah, I also looked at the records of the guys that he's beaten. These guys have like mediocre records. Okay, these guys are not high level competition. I mean, you gotta respect this dude for taking the fight against this absolute behemoth, but he's going to get brutalized, right? And we might see the first UFC death from this fight. This is gonna be fucking scary. But these are all like the unique predictions, I guess, that I'm put. I mean, this one's kind of low hanging fruit, right? But I can go over. Let me pull out the app. I did make a full predictions. I'm going to my verdict app right now. The prelims. Who did I pick? All right, watch this. We are going to sweep this card. I picked who is this? I picked a Brogan Walker by decision in the women's fight. Of course, I am picking the women's fights to go to decision. I then pick Austin Vanderfield by decision. Now I'm also picking Farid Bashiart by decision. Now I am picking Yana Santos by decision, right? A lot of these decisions. Maybe I should change some of these, Usually in the early prelims, there's a lot of finishes, but I don't know. I'm sticking with my guns here. This is what I picked. This is what I'm going with. Um, Nikolay Vertinikov. I'm gonna totally pretend I said his name right by decision once again. I picked. Wait, fuck. Who the hell did I pick? Okay, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who I picked for some of these fights. Like I can see it on the app, but the app's being weird. But I'll go to the important fights. Right. I'm picking Patchy Mix by submission in round 2. This other kid, apparently he's some hot shot on the regional scene. I have not watched any of his fights, but I do think that Patchy Mix, I still kind of rate him somewhat. Um, and I think, like, come on, this guy, he was 20-2, lost to Batista, but I mean, come on, this got to count for something, right? I don't think he's just going to lose to this, kid. I'm sure this kid's very talented, I'm sure. But I don't think he's going to just lose to this guy. I do think Mario Batista is very good. Um, Juseng Yu, the dude who got that, pick point, knockout. I forget against too, but the dude went face first down. I am picking him to win by round 2 KO. That's I didn't pick this fight. Oh yeah. Let me pick this guy by first round knockout. This is the mini Francis Ngannou I'm picking on the Verdict app. If you guys don't have the Verdict app, you should get it, dude. I'm only a blue belt. I just recently got it, but it's pretty cool. Let's go to the main card now. I am picking Joe Pyfer by first round knockout. Okay, I mean we can all see it coming. It's going to happen. I'm picking Yusuf Zalal by decision. Yuri Prohaska by decision, as stated. Merab by round 3 KO or TKO. And unfortunately, I'm picking Magomed Ankalaev by round 4 TKO or KO. I hope it doesn't happen because I don't want Magomed Ankalaev as a champion, but there's a very good chance that tonight the Pereira era is over. Okay, now I do want to check one more time about these prelim fights because I'm not going to lie. Like, I picked these guys, but I don't know their faces, right? So I don't know who I picked. You know what? I'm not going to go through this. Who gives a fuck, dude? Thank you guys for watching. If anyone's actually watching this. Hopefully this video is going to be up before the main card start, or I mean early prelims start. But who knows? I'm about to go hit a lift. How long I've been recording? 12 minutes. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That's about it. I'll see you.